We've already taken a brief look at the different people groups that lived in Palestine during the biblical times, but let's now go ahead and take a look at some of the important geographical features of Palestine that tend to turn up in the Bible over and over again. The land of Palestine is often referred to as Canaan in the Old Testament, as well as the Promised Land, or the land flowing with milk and honey. This land is located between the Mediterranean Sea, known biblically as the Great Sea, and the desert. It is relatively small in area, about 350 miles long from north to south, and 60 miles wide from east to west. However, the biblical boundary from Dan to Beersheba was only 150 miles long. This land shows extreme variations in physical features and climate. Palestine has 4 distinct geographical regions: the coastal plain, the Central Hill Country, the Jordan Valley, and the Transjordan Plateau. Most of the stories of the Bible take place in the regions of the Central Hill Country and the Jordan Valley. So let's take a look at the Central Hill Country. The Central Hill Country extends from the northern region of Galilee to the southern region of the Negev. It has 3 parts: the hills of Galilee, the hills of Samaria, and the hills of Judah. The plain of Jezreel, also known as the Valley of Jezreel, separates the Galilee region from the hills of Samaria. It is about 50 miles long and 20 miles wide from north to south, and connects the coastal region with the Jordan Valley. Important military and trade routes went through this region in ancient times. Megiddo was an important fortified city located on the western edge of the Jezreel Valley. Next, let's take a look at another major player, the Jordan Valley. The Jordan Valley is part of a geological depression that extends from the foothills of Mount Hermon in the north to the shores of the Dead Sea in the south. The Jordan River originates in the north in the area of Dan and runs through this valley. Between the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea, the Jordan River takes a twisting and winding path. The Sea of Galilee is a freshwater lake about 13 miles long and 8 miles wide. It is well known for plentiful fish and sudden storms. The Sea of Galilee is also referred to as Kinneret, the Lake of Gennesaret, and the Lake or Sea of Tiberias. In the New Testament, the villages and towns around this lake are where Jesus invested much of his ministry before traveling with his disciples south from Galilee to Jerusalem, where he was crucified. The Dead Sea, also known as the Salt Sea, is 50 miles long and 10 miles wide. It claims the lowest elevation on Earth, at 1,296 feet below sea level. The fresh waters of the Jordan River run into the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea also contains high salt and mineral content, 30 to 33%, because of the constant water evaporation. There's a couple of cool places near the area of the Dead Sea that if you ever get a chance to visit, you definitely should. One is the caves of Qumran, where the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered 2,000 years after the Essene community put them there. The other is the area of En-Gedi. This place is one of the most beautiful places in all of Palestine. It has many trees and waterfalls and pools and caves and hyraxes, and is where King David and his men hid when they were being pursued by Saul. Okay, so there's a brief look at some of the important geographical areas of Palestine for you. Next time, we'll start digging into the actual biblical texts themselves. Until then, thank you for watching.